Hi, I'm Dr. Gray Parrot, and welcome to the Animal Truth Lab. Today, I'm taking you into the hot, wet rainforests of Southeast Asia to meet a true master forager, an animal that pretends to be a leaf. Its name is the giant leaf insect. It's a member of the stick insect family, so in plain terms, it's a leaf that gets up and walks. Its scientific name is Pulchriphyllium giganteum, and if you take that Latin apart, it means exactly this: the beautiful giant leaf. Giganteum means giant, phyllon means leaf, pulchre means beautiful. And here's the thing, even the fussiest scientists, the people who are hardest of all to fool, the very first time they laid eyes on this creature and had to give it a name, the only word that floated up in their heads was leaf. There's a little story there too. Back in 1984, when scientists first formally described it and named it, the name they chose was plain and simple, just the giant leaf. The word beautiful came much later, not until 2021, when scientists restudied it, reclassified it, and only then added that word in. So its full name today became the beautiful giant leaf. But that it disguises itself as a leaf, you've probably heard that already. That's not the part that's truly clever. Let me ask you something first. What do you think is the hardest part of foraging something? Most people say the hardest part is making it look real. Wrong. The hardest part is faking the flaws too. Think about it. When our brains decide whether something is real or fake, we usually don't go by how perfect it is. We go by whether it has defects. A fruit with a little bug-bitten scar, a sheet of paper with a crease, a leaf with a dried, browning corner. Those actually make us think, yes, that's the real thing. It's the too perfect, too clean things that make us suspicious. So a truly skilled forger will deliberately dent a piece of brand new furniture, sand a little of the finish off, rough it up on purpose, because a flawless new table gets spotted instantly. Flaws sometimes are the most convincing evidence of all.
And the giant leaf insect has taken that idea to the extreme. It has forged every flaw a leaf is supposed to have. The holes chewed by caterpillars, the yellowing edges, the sickly-looking spots, all of it. Let me tell you about my own experience. I once played the connoisseur, the expert who catches forgeries, determined to find this master's flaws one by one and prove it was a fake. And the result? Every single flaw I found was also a fake. Let's bring our master out. It's one of the very largest of all the leaf bugs in the world, and within its own genus it holds first place outright. A female is about 12 centimeters long. How big is 12 centimeters? About the size of your hand, spread wide open. Picture that, a leaf as big as a grown-up's palm that has grown legs, walking slowly along a branch. It lives in the rainforests of the Malay Peninsula and Borneo, and among its kind of leaf bug, it ranges the widest of all. Its favorite perch is a nice broad leaf, a guava leaf, say. And here's something fun. On a single tree, there's often more than one of them, several, each claiming their own leaf, sitting still, none of them bothering the others. You could be staring at a whole clump of lush green leaves with several leaves hidden inside that are actually insects, and you wouldn't pick out a single one. That's its greatest skill. It doesn't hide in some corner where no one can find it. It hides boldly right out in the open. All right. The appraisal begins. I pick it up, thinking, however good it is, surely there'll be a flaw somewhere. I start with that pair of leaf-shaped wings on its back. A lazy forger would make the leaf green and flat and call it a day. Not this master. Do you know what it's done on those wings? It has drawn the leaf veins on, one by one, and not just a few random lines either. What it copies is the whole plumbing inside a real leaf. A thick central vein down the middle, and side veins branching off it one after another, with the branching angles and even the tiny curves all matching a real leaf. A bird hunting for insects in the foliage, what is it looking for? It's looking for the thing that isn't a leaf.
A straight insect leg, a moving shadow, a shape that doesn't add up. And the giant leaf insect has erased, one by one, every item on the bird's checklist of what an insect should look like, and swapped in leaf. The bird's attention just slides right off it, and no matter how hard it tries, nothing adds up. I keep looking. What about the legs? Insect legs are thin and long. They're obviously bug legs. They'll surely give it away, right? But its legs, too, have been flattened into little leaf lobes tucked along its body, with not one straight, buggy line showing. The whole body is pressed flat, top to bottom, and spread wide, side to side, the exact shape of a leaf. Round one, and I haven't caught a single flaw. Instead, I've discovered it forged the veins and the legs, too. Fine, I'm stubborn. Every real leaf has defects, chewed holes, ragged, bitten edges. A forger would surely make the leaf too whole, too pretty. That's the flaw. So I go hunting for bite marks. And it actually has some. The edges of the wings are missing a corner here, a chunk there, just like a caterpillar's been at them. I think, gotcha! What leaf insect would go and break itself? And guess what? Those gaps weren't chewed into it later by anything. It was born that way. Its leaf edges, back when it was still an egg, before it ever hatched, were already designed by its body to grow those as-if chewed notches. And it goes further. At night, it really does climb to the edge of a leaf and eat it. It leaves real bite marks on other leaves, and its own born-in gaps blend in with all these genuinely bug-bitten leaves around it, becoming even harder to tell apart. So this hole is also a fake, or rather, even having been bitten has been turned into part of its disguise. That's the first one. Let's keep going. Let me tell you its second flaw. It has a kind of yellowed, brownish edge, like a leaf that's dying, that's sick. I was about to say this must be it changing with the seasons, green in the rainy season, brown in the dry, changing clothes to match its surroundings. Hang on a second. No, I have to stop and check my notes again. This changes color with the seasons idea is actually an old, long-running misunderstanding, and I nearly got it wrong. Here's the truth. Whether it's pure green or carries those brown edges and spots is not something it switches later on with the seasons. That color is decided while it's still a youngster, still developing. Once it grows into an adult and stops molting, its color is set. It can't repaint itself. So there are pure green individuals in the world, and there are individuals born with brown edges and brown spots. But it's not one insect changing back and forth through spring, summer, fall, and winter. The only recorded color change in an adult is in those very short-lived males who slowly turn yellow as they age. Do you hear what that means? That sick yellowing spot is also a fake. Its makeup it was born already painted with. It isn't sick at all. The second flaw busted again. The hole, fake. The withered edge, fake. Even the sickly spots, all fake. So I got to thinking, if it can forge flaws, forge sickness, how big does this master's forgery workshop actually run? The answer? Big enough to forge its next generation, too.
And the female's belly is especially wide, especially big. That's not fat. It's packed full of eggs, and her way of laying them is unusual. She builds no nest, hides nothing, cares for nothing. She just lets the eggs drop straight off the tree, down into the leaf litter on the ground. And what does an egg look like? Black, glossy, hard, like a plant seed. And no small one either. Her egg is about 8.5 millimeters long and weighs around 34 milligrams, the largest, heaviest egg of any leaf insect there is. Over her life, she'll drop something like 100 to 300 of them. That number's an estimate from captive rearing.
Do you see it? Even her newborn next generation starts out as a fake seed. Here I want to be honest with you. There are stories going around that make this egg out to be even more magical, that it tricks ants into hauling the eggs away, tricks birds into swallowing them to spread them around. For this animal, there's no reliable evidence for any of that, so we won't make it up. But the real hiding trick this fake seed has is something else, and this one is real and really impressive. Scientists measured it in a close relative. The surface of the egg is covered in tiny folded little projections, and it carries a natural glue that only switches on when it meets water. Dry, it's not sticky at all, but the moment it touches damp, that glue comes alive, cementing the egg firmly to the ground, to the leaf litter, so even rain can't wash it away. A natural glue that boots up only when it gets wet. Scientists actually want to steal this trick and study how to make new adhesive materials from it. Think about it. Just making the egg into a self-gluing fake seed tucked into the leaf litter is already impressive enough on its own. There's no need to go tricking any ants or birds. And this fake seed is patient, too. It lies quietly in the leaf litter for 6 to 8 months before it hatches. 6 to 8 months, that's most of a year before a tiny insect finally crawls out of it.
All right, at this point I want to step back and ask a question. Just how long did this master forger train to fake things this well? Let me give you a number that gives me goosebumps. The oldest leaf bug fossil we've ever dug up at a place called Messel in Germany is about 47 million years old. 47 million years ago, it was already a leaf, the same leaf shape, and from the fossil we can even tell that back then it already knew this freeze and play dead trick. 47 million years, the same con, polished and corrected by nature over and over for 47 million years. And it isn't faking alone. The whole leaf bug family to this day comes to about 100 species, all playing the same pretend to be a leaf game. And the most interesting part? Scientists are still, right now, finding species in the rainforest that nobody had ever seen before. And why only now? Because they're hidden too well. You can push that date back even further. The whole leaf bug family first appeared around 50 million years ago, which is just about when Earth began sprouting vast, broad-leaved forests. In other words, this fake leaf is almost exactly as old as the real leaves of the world. The real leaves had barely filled the forests when the fake leaf evolved right alongside them, clinging to them, imitating them, all the way to today. That freeze and play dead I mentioned, what does it mean? When something comes to disturb it, it doesn't flee, because fleeing is precisely the move that gives a fake leaf away. Leaves don't run off by themselves, do they? So instead, it locks up completely, freezes, holds that leaf pose, and doesn't move a muscle. You might think, facing danger, shouldn't it hurry and run? But for a leaf, the most dangerous move of all is to run. The instant it moves, it turns back from a leaf into an insect that can be eaten. And if it truly has to move, it doesn't scurry off like an ordinary bug either. It edges forward gently, rocking back and forth, just like a leaf being nudged by a soft breeze. To fool a pair of eyes that specialize in hunting for things that move, the best trick isn't to be fast, it's to make even your moving look like a leaf. It forged its movement too. And don't go thinking this leaf can only hide. Take its antennae first. The female's antennae are short and unusual, and they're no ordinary antennae. They're a built-in sound maker, like a tiny file that can be rubbed to make noise. In a close relative, scientists recorded an even fiercer move. A female that's been provoked will first lock up, playing a leaf, and if her attacker still won't let up, she rubs those antennae to sound a warning and sprays a white, sharp-smelling defensive fluid from a pair of glands on her front. And in that smell, there's a special compound called a pyrazine,
and that was the first time scientists had ever detected a defensive spray containing this class of compound in the entire stick insect order. I have to add, honestly, that spray move was observed in its close relative. We haven't confirmed it directly in the giant leaf insect itself. But this family, clearly, is not just a soft leaf to be pushed around. By this point, I really thought I'd finally find one real thing about it, and instead, even its family is copied.
This species is almost entirely female, and its females can have babies without a father. What she lays are unfertilized eggs, and what hatches out are daughters nearly identical to their mother, copies of her, essentially. This way of reproducing is called parthenogenesis. Picture it. The mother needs no one's help. All by herself, she can print out one nearly identical child after another. A whole forest of them, many actually the same version, copying down the generations. In fact, for a long stretch, scientists had only ever seen females of this species. It wasn't until 1994 that anyone first formally described what the male of this species even looks like. And the males are rare to a ridiculous degree, roughly one male for every 20 or even every 500 females. So you might ask, in a forest that vast, how does one such rare male ever find a mate? Through those antennae of his, extra long, covered in fine hairs, built precisely to catch, out of the air, the faint trace of scent drifting off a female. The male does the sniffing and the searching. The female barely has to trouble herself with finding a mate at all. And here's a part that's completely flipped around, which I find especially interesting. You'd assume the big, common female would be the better flyer, right? Nope. The big female, though she has leaf wings covering her whole belly, can't fly. It's the small, rare male instead who has a pair of transparent hind wings and can fly a short distance to go find a mate, and he only lives a few short weeks. In this family, the one who can fly is the minority.
Then you might ask next, if the big insects barely move and can't really fly, how does the species move house, spread to other trees? The answer? The babies. A freshly hatched baby is reddish-brown, quick, and loves to climb, running around everywhere searching for suitable leaves to eat. The one stage where this species truly goes exploring is this brief childhood. But that expedition is anything but easy. It's actually the most dangerous stretch of its whole life. A newly hatched baby is very delicate and above all afraid of dryness. It needs that humid, warm rainforest air, taking its water mainly from the leaves it chews and the dampness around it. If the surroundings get too dry, this little explorer won't last long. Once it's successfully eaten some leaf, turned green and settled down, it grows more and more still, just like the adults. From an egg dropped to the ground to a full-grown walking leaf takes about 7 to 12 months. All right. All this while, we've been laughing at our master forger. Everything about it is fake. Even the flaws are fake. Even the sickness is an act. Even the next generation is a copy. But have you ever thought about what it costs to take fake to such an extreme? It has staked nearly all its capital on one single thing: be a leaf, and then don't move. It barely flies, hardly moves at all, and can spend months on the same clump of foliage, a bit like spending your whole summer break on one single leaf, going nowhere. Its greatest talent is not being spotted, but turn that around, and it has handed its entire life over to that one trick, over to the leaf thicket behind it. It sits quietly, with almost no companions and almost no males, a species that keeps itself going, generation after generation, by copying itself.
I started out wanting to catch its flaws. Only later did I slowly understand. Taking fake so far that even the defects, even the sickness, even the eggs are forged, it isn't acting a leaf. It has genuinely lived its whole self into being a leaf. 47 million years,
practicing one single trick until even the flaws are real craft. If that isn't evolution taking fakery to its absolute limit, then what is? So next time you're out in the wild and you pass a leaf that's a little torn, a little yellowed, a little under the weather, maybe don't hurry past just yet, because that leaf just might not be a leaf at all. I'm Dr. Gray Parrot. See you next time. Next time, the Animal Truth Lab investigates a flower that's a little too perfect. In the rainforest, it's whiter and brighter than any real bloom beside it. A bee drifts past a whole row of nectar-filled flowers and lands on this one. It never chases. It just stands perfectly still and lets dinner come to it. But it isn't a flower at all. What outblooms every real flower and then eats the judges? Want the answer? Hit like, subscribe so you don't miss it, and share it with your best friend. I'm Dr. Gray Parrot. Thanks for coming to the Animal Truth Lab. See you next time. Bye-bye.